Good morning, students. Today we are continuing with this chapter, sexual reproduction in flowering plants. In that chapter, yesterday we discussing the structure of dicotyledonous embryo. Today we are discussing the structure of monocotyledonous embryo. In this, they possess only one cotyledon. That's why they are named as a monocotyledon. So they have the only single cotyledon. So mono means single. Single cotyledon is present in their embryo. So here when we observe the grass family, in the grass family there is the cotyledon is present, that is called as scutellum. So in the grass family, the cotyledon is called a scutellum. It is present at the lateral portion of the embryonal axis. It is present at the lateral portion of embryonal axis and as its lower end. So the scutellum's lower end of the embryonal axis, there is a part present called as radicle. As you know that it is the part from which the roots are germinated. So radicle, it is also called as root tip. So over that there is a root cap is present, which is enclosed in the coleohyza, an undifferentiated sheath. Is an undifferentiated sheath present over this radicle as well as root cap. So here this is the root cap, this is the coleohyza, this is the radicle from which the roots are germinated. So here we observe that there is a scutellum is present at the lower ends of scutellum on the embryonal axis. There is a radicle is present, which is also called as root tip. Over that there is a root cap is present. Then over that there is enclosed by a part called as coleohyza. This is the undifferentiated sheath. It is an undifferentiated sheath. Then this one, the portion of attachment of scutellum to the embryonal axis, the portion of embryonal axis to the attachment of scutellum, that part is called as the epicotyle. So the portion of embryonal axis above the level of attachment of scutellum is called as epicotyle. This is the above the point of attachment. This is the attachment of scutellum. This above that one there is a part is present, that is called as the epicotyle. So in the epicotyle it has a shoot apex. There is a shoot apex is present. So the shoot apex and have some or the few leaf primordia. These are the primordial leaves are present. So the shoot apex in the epicotyle, it has an shoot apex and a few leaf primordia that is enclosed by coleoptile. Coleoptile is the hollow foliar structure. So leaf primordia and the shoot apex is covered by or enclosed by coleoptile, or it is also called as a hollow. It is a hollow, means there is a gap is present within them. So hollow foliar structure is present. So this is about the structure. In that another part is present, that is epiblast. So what is epiblast means? It is the part which is called as a rudimentary leaves. It is a rudimentary, means it is degenerate after the germination of embryo. So the epiblast, these are the rudimentary leaves which are degenerate after the germination of embryo. So these are the different parts we will discuss in the structure of monocotyledonous embryo. We can observe that one. First one, the monocotyledonous embryo contains one cotyledon. That's why it is called as monocotyledons. In grass family, the cotyledon is called as the scutellum. It is situated, it is present at the lateral side of the lateral portion of the embryonal axis. Then as its lower end, that is scutellum's lower end on the embryonal axis, there is a part present called as radicle, which is also called as root tip. That will covered with a root cap, as you know that in the dicotyledonous embryo also. Then it is covered by or enclosed by a colear hiza, an undifferentiated sheath. Then after that we will discuss the another part. There is a in the point of the portion of attachment, the portion of embryonal axis where the point of attachment of scutellum, the portion of embryonal axis above the point of attachment of scutellum, that is called as the epicotyle. This portion is called as the epicotyle. At this epicotyle there is it has a shoot apex. It has a shoot apex and few leaf primordia, that is the primordial leaves are present. Then that is these two are enclosed by a coleoptile, which is a hollow foliar structure. Then epiblast is the part which is present below the epicotyle. That part is called as a rudimentary leaves which are degenerate after the germination of embryo. So this is about the structure of the monocotyledonous embryo. Next we discuss the seed which are formed from ovule. Seeds are formed from ovule. You know that ovules, what are the structure present in them, that way only how it is germinating into seeds, that developing into seeds, that we will discuss here. Seeds from ovule. Seed is the fertilized ovule formed inside the fruits. So seeds are the fertilized ovule formed inside the fruits. It is the final product of sexual reproduction. You remember that seeds are the fertilized ovule formed from the fruit, from the inside this fruit, and it is the final structure or final product of sexual reproduction. Then it consists of seed coats. So seed consists of seed coats, a cotyledons and an embryonal axis. So the seeds containing the three parts, that is seed coats, these are two. Then the cotyledons, cotyledons or cotyledon. Okay, then because monocotyledon, in that only one single is there. In dicotyledons there is a two cotyledons are present. Then embryonal axis. So as you know that seeds are the fertilized ovule for the inside the fruit, and it is the final product of sexual reproduction. It has three parts. It consists of three parts. One is the seed coats, cotyledons, and the embryonal axis. The cotyledons are simple. They are simple, generally thick. So the cotyledons are simple and thick one. Generally they are thick and swollen one. They are swollen, means swelled part is present. Swollen. They are swollen due to storage food material present in them. So cotyledons, these are the storage food material. They are storing the food material which is required to the seed during germination. So cotyledons, these are simple, thick and swollen in structure. That why they are swollen means due to the presence of storage food materials as in leguminous plant. Leguminous seeds, we can observe that the swelled seeds are present, swelled cotyledon we observed that are used, this storage food material are used by the seeds during germination. The mature seeds are of two types. There is a mature seeds are of two types. What are those? We will discuss them. One is the non-albuminous seeds. The non-albuminous seeds. B is the albuminous seeds. So what is non-albuminous and what is albuminous seeds? There is in the non-albuminous seeds there is the storage food material, that is the residual endosperm. The residual endosperm is completely consumed during the germination of seeds. So in non-albuminous seeds there is the residual endosperm. There is a residual endosperm. Residual endosperm completely consumed during seed germination. During the seed germination or during the embryo development. So the non-albuminous seeds are the seeds in which the residual endosperm which is present, that residual endosperm, this is the nutrition food. This is the nutrition or the reserve food material. So this reserve food material which is called as the residual endosperm, this residual endosperm is completely consumed. It is completely consumed when during the the embryo development. During the embryo development, completely consumed residual endosperm. That type of the seeds are called as non-albuminous seeds. Example: pea, groundnut, and the beans, etc. So the non-albuminous seeds where the residual endosperm is completely consumed during embryo development, that type of the seeds are called as non-albuminous seeds. They are, examples are pea, that is the pea plant we can discuss it in first year, then groundnut, then beans. These are the seeds where the residual endosperm is completely consumed during embryo development. That type of the seeds are called as non-albuminous seeds. The albuminous seeds, it is opposite to this one. There is a part of residual endosperm as it is not completely consumed during embryo development. So albuminous seeds, in that the part of residual endosperm is retained as it is not completely consumed during embryo development. That type of the seeds are called as albuminous seeds. You can take the example about this. The examples of the albuminous seeds is the wheat, maize, castor, coconut, sunflower, etc. So we can observe here the albuminous seeds. There is a residual endosperm is retained as it is not completely consumed during the embryo development. Such type of seeds are called as albuminous seeds. Example is wheat, maize, castor, coconut, sunflower, etc. So this is about the seed, how the germination will take place, what are the parts are present, that the non-albuminous seeds and the albuminous seeds. These are the two types of mature seeds. Then we discuss the some of the parts which are how the germination of the development of ovule into seeds, that we will discuss it. Occasionally in some seeds, occasionally in some seeds such as the black pepper and the beets, where we observe the nucellus persistently present. Nucellus, you know that the structure of ovule, within the integuments another layer is present, that is called as the nucellus, which is a nutritional part present in the ovule. That nutritional part persistently remain in the ovule only. That part is called in the seeds only, that is called as the perisperm. You remember the perisperm. In occasionally some seeds, occasionally all the seeds are not present, some of the seeds only. So occasionally some of the seeds will observe the remaining of nucellus. The nucellus is remain present in that is called as the perisperm. That is the nucellus remain present in the seeds such as black pepper, the beet, etc., where the nucellus are remain present, that is called as perisperm. That is called as the perisperm. So the nucellus is remain present in the seeds, that is called as the perisperm. It is very important for 1 mark question. Then the integuments of ovules, the integuments of ovules becomes hardened. The integuments of ovule becomes hardened and becomes a tough, that is called as the seed coat or the protective seed coat. So the integuments, as you know that the outer integument and inner integument is present in the ovule structure. These becomes hardened and tough, and that is called as the protective seed coat. It has a small pore on the, so we can observe the gram seed. So here you can observe this one, the gram seeds. There is a, over that there is a hard coat is present, that is made up from the integuments of ovule. So these integuments becomes hardened and tough, and that hardened tough formed over the seed, that is called as the protective seed coat. Is a seed coats. So seed coats. Then there is a small pore is present, that is there is a small pore is present, that is called as the micropyle. ಅದಕ್ಕೆನಂತಾರೆ micropyle. So seed coats is present, that is a protective hardened coat formed from the integuments of ovule, where the another part is present, a small pore. The small pore is present called as micropyle, through which from the micropyle the oxygen and the water is intake, the entering of oxygen and water into these seeds during the seed germination. So during seed germination there is a requirement of oxygen to the seeds, as well as there is a requirement of water also present, that will be entering through this micropyle pore. So this is about the structure of seeds. Then as the seed is matures, the water content within the seeds is continuously reduced. As the seed matures, the seeds water content, the water content of the seeds becomes reduced, and the seeds becomes dry. So as the seeds mature, the seeds inner part of seeds, there is a water content is present. That water content or moisture content, will be reduced. Due to that, seeds becomes dry, such as the 10 to 15% of moisture by mass. So 10 to 15% moisture by mass, there is a water will be reduced. So water will be reduced, seeds becomes dry. So the germination of the general activity, the general metabolic activity of the seeds becomes reduced or slows down. The general metabolic activity of the seeds during the embryonal stage is is slows down. So the metabolic activity, the general metabolic activity of the embryo will be slows down. Due to that the embryo becomes enter into the inactive stage. Due to that the embryo becomes enter into the inactive stage. That inactive stage is called as dormancy. Remember that the term dormancy. So what is dormancy means? When the seeds general embryo stage, at the embryo stage, the general metabolic activity of the embryo becomes slows down. Due to that the embryo will goes into the embryo, or we can say the seeds, it is enter into the inactive stage. That inactive stage is called as dormancy. It is called as the dormancy. When it is going to the dormancy stage or the inactive stage, at that stage, if they get the favorable conditions, mean adequate moisture, adequate oxygen, and the suitable temperature, when they get that one, they germinate. So seeds have the seed coat, cotyledons, embryonal axis. So seeds are formed from the fertilized ovule. These fertilized ovule, which are formed from the inside of the fruit. So this is the final product of sexual reproduction. It contains three parts: seed coats, cotyledon, and embryonal axis. So seed coat is the part which is covered by the seed, which is formed from the integuments. This is the protective covering, which is the integuments. When they becomes hardened and tough, they becomes a seed coat, a protective covering. And they have the cotyledons. These cotyledons are different. The cotyledons are simple, they are thick, they are swollen also, because the swollen is present, because it contains a residual endosperm. So the residual endosperm is present, or the food material is present, reserve food material is present, which is required to these seeds during germination. So here, on that basis, the mature seeds are of two types: the non-albuminous and the albuminous seeds. The non-albuminous seeds are called as the seeds which are the residual endosperm is completely consumed. The residual endosperm is completely consumed during embryo development. During the embryo development, such type of the seeds are called as non-albuminous seeds. Examples you can take: then albuminous seeds, where the residual endosperm is not completely consumed, it is little amount of the residual endosperm is retained in them. That type of these seeds are called as albuminous seeds. Example is wheat, maize, castor, coconut, sunflower. So these are some of the examples of albuminous seeds. Then occasionally some of the seeds or some of the embryo will have the nucellus remain present in them. So the nucellus remain present in the seeds, such as the black pepper or beet, where that part is called the perisperm. That type of the endosperm is called the perisperm. So the nucellus is nothing but it is a type of it develops into the sperm, that is the food material, reserve food material, which is remain as such in the seeds. So that type of the reserve fluid material is called the perisperm. It is very important for 1 mark question. Then the integuments, you know that the integuments are covered by developed into the seed coats. Then the seed when mature, said when the seeds are mature, the water content within the seed, there is the water content becomes reduced. So water content becomes reduced. There is a 10 to 15% moisture by mass, they are reduced, and the seed becomes dry. So seed becomes dry, the general metabolic activities also slows down in them. The general metabolic activity of the embryo will be slows down, and it goes into the inactive stage called as dormancy. So if at the dormancy stage, if they get the favorable conditions, such as the adequate water, that is adequate moisture and oxygen, and as well as it required the sufficient amount the temperature, that is the sufficient amount or suitable amount of temperature they get, at that time they can germinate. So this is about we will discuss the structure of the monocotyledonous embryo as well as the seeds which are formed from the ovules, how they are formed, what are the parts are present, what are the types of seeds are present, that we will discuss here. So tomorrow we discuss the fruits are formed from the ovary, and the special type of the categories of the embryo will be discussed in the next class. Thank you.